Hello to all you lovely early people here. I just want to say thank you for being you. You. Yes, you. You are wonderful. Yes, you too. Hello, everyone. Welcome.
Tasty, tasty.
Welcome, welcome, welcome. Bogon, glad to have you, man. Always a pleasure seeing you around. Hue, Rabbit, thank you for arriving. Shoutouts to Gatoron. Chase Up, thank you so much for the 500 smooth bits. So smooth. You know how we do it. I'm all about the suave, the soigné. That's why I have my hair back today. P.O., thank you. Hello, welcome. Bonjour. Or if you're American, bonjour. Cyber Sam, thank you so much for the 33 months. Wow, that is a long time. Thanks for sticking around. Through the best of times, through the worst of times, to the most current of times. Remember, guys, endgame's a lie. It's all about that journey.
Ooh, very nice.
Let me know how the audio is, guys. Am I too loud, too quiet? Is the music too loud, too quiet? It's always kind of hard to balance before the stream with only myself here, so that's why I like to ask. Let me know how it goes. Lunar Summit, thank you so much for the 39 months. Holy crap. That is a long time. P.O. says, you know what? Perfect opportunity to assemble my Anubis while listening to Brian's smooth voice and the decidedly quiet noise of my newborn napping. Wow. Hey man, I'm glad you're liking the Anubis so far. Definitely, once you finish tuning those and get them in a board, let us know how you feel. I've really been enjoying mine. Once we officially get started, I'll talk a little bit about my previous build as well as what's going on today, of course. But thank you so much, Pio, for tuning in. Should I try to make it more ASR? Should I just move my mic a little closer? Talking to the mic like this the entire stream. Music's a bit too loud, but okay. Okay, I can turn the music down a little bit. That's not a problem. I think that song might have been a little loud. Is this one also loud? Because I feel like the last song was just a lot louder. I'll turn this one down just a little bit anyways. With the Top Clack family, it's always the best of times. You're too kind, Cyber Sam. You're too kind. Thank you so much. Just can't take it. Oh god, don't even, man. Your voice is so much better for this. So much better. We'll officially get started in a few here once we have a few more people rolling in. You're too kind, Vogon. Isn't it pretty late for you over there? Shouldn't you be sleeping? Oof. You know, sometimes when you just take a sip of water and it just really hits right, like you just immediately start to feel hydrated, you start to feel better, and you just have to go back for more. That's what just happened to me, you know, I have to go back for more. Hydration. That's a nice color. It is a nice color. I'll, of course, show it off a little bit more once I swap cameras. Little teaser for the next couple minutes. It is a very nice color. Really interested to see how it's going to go with the lavenders as well. Should be kind of a nice kind of combo / play on each other. These lavenders came out really well too. Very excited for this. I should, but then again, YOLO. Fair enough. Sometimes you gotta YOLO, right? Sometimes, though. Sometimes you have to be reasonable and responsible. Sometimes maybe not so much. You only lube once. Wow, yes. That's not a very good YOLO, though, right? Because what if you need more switches lubed and you have to do it yourself? What are you gonna do? You're gonna have to lube again. I guess you just get other people to lube for you. It's the real trick. But do then they also only lube once? This sounds like a conundrum to me. This playlist is kind of bopping today, actually. Have you tried the tape mod or on any of your builds? It's cool how it changes the sound dramatically. I have not. I have not tried it yet. It's probably something I'm going to try. I need to learn a little bit more about it. I need to watch some streamers that are doing it and kind of see the pros and cons, as it were. But I have heard of it. I have heard that people are using it's masking tape, right? You use masking tape and you tape the back of like your PCB, like the entire back of your PCB. It sounds like let me answer that question two ways. It sounds interesting. It definitely sounds interesting and something that is worth trying and that I probably will try. At the same time, is that not really the same thing as just like adding foam? Because like once you start doing these kind of mods, this is what I worry about with these kind of mods. It's similar to foam. You know, you're adding another material to an already designed complete board, right? So when you're altering a board with foam, and I'm assuming this goes for tape as well, you tend to get a lot of similarities between that and the other boards that also have foam on them. And I worry that the tape could be something similar as well. You start to lose a lot of the characteristics of the board itself, in terms of the noise at least. when you start adding things like foam and presumably tape as well. So I'm very interested to see how it goes, but I worry it's just another one of those mods that makes a lot of boards too similar to each other, and I feel like that makes it also a little boring, if that makes sense. With that said, I haven't tried it yet, so grain of salt, you know how it goes. We'll definitely have to see. Oh, we'll try it on something. Need to pick up some. I'll pick up some masking tape, and we'll try it on one of these Mental Health Mondays. Even we can try it together. Go through the journey together, guys. Dotnik MK, thank you so much for the 10 months. Hello to you as well. Uwu. Definitely sounds different than just adding foam. I believe that. I totally believe that. But I also believe that if you take like 10 different boards, and you do the masking tape on all 10 of them, will they not all 10 sound more similar to each other, or will they all sound still just as individually unique? That's what I'm worried about. Because it's totally fine to do stuff like that, and it's cool if it, like, you know, gives you a better sound and you like it more, you appreciate it more. That's a good thing. That's not bad, but if it makes all the boards too much like each other, I feel like that's a lot more boring, and that sort of isn't terribly different from kind of how foam is used in our community these days, too. Can we see your shirt? Yeah, absolutely. There is no endgame. Endgame's a lie. Okay, endgame's not a lie, but endgame shouldn't be used in our community the way it is. It's a misleading term. Because it implies that you found what is, like, the best for you out there. And there's no way you would know what the best for you out there is until you've tried quite literally everything there is to be offered. So that's why I tend not to use the endgame term, and why I also own this shirt. Actually, that's not the reason I own this shirt, but it's kind of a combo effect. I saw it in cinemas. What do you mean it's a lie? I don't think endgame's a lie. It's just people use it too willy-nilly, right? Like, people get like a board, like a Corsair board or like a Cooler Master board or whatever. They'll get like an OEM board, and then they'll get like their first custom, and it'll be like a Tofu, you know, or a GMMK, or, you know, some, you know, and start like a budget entry-level board here. And people are like, you know, they'll swap the switches and swap the caps, and, you know, they'll make it better for themselves, and they're like, okay, this is awesome, this is my end game. And it's like, no. You've tried like 3 out of a billion things, 3 out of like infinite things, realistically. And you know, you just haven't you don't know what you actually like until you try it, right? So while I don't think there is necessarily an end game, I would like to point out that people should just try things, experience. The more experience that you have in this hobby, the better. Now your Orange 75 sounds decent at least. Yeah, we'll definitely try it. Should be interesting. No endgame, unsub. I don't blame you. I don't blame you. The endgame is a journey along the way. Exactly. It's like a cliche way of putting it, but it's kind of true as well. Anyways, I should officially start the stream. Hello, welcome everyone to another Mental Health Monday. This is a series where we kind of just chill and vibe and do some keyboard work, and we try to have a positive outlook, and you know, we try to give advice here and there where we can, as well as just kind of generally help each other. Because life is brutal and savage at times, but you know, also quite lovely at other times. And you know, a lot of the connections that we make, particularly because of this hobby, are a really big deal to me. So thank you all so much for showing up, and hopefully this will be a pretty awesome build. Quick some recaps. One thing I'm trying to get in the habit of doing is recapping what we did the week before, so we can kind of just take this, you know, one episode, if you will, at a time, and it's kind of like a journey, like a step-by-step process, and you kind of come along with me and experience these things and kind of get a lot of my reactions, both immediate and otherwise. So last week, we had a chance to rebuild my Iron 165, which I have been using. I say last week, it was actually on Thursday. I didn't stream on Monday because it was like 110 outside and it was like 105 Fahrenheit in my office, and that's just too damn hot. The temperature was too damn high, and I just wouldn't have been very comfortable physically streaming, so I didn't. I saved it until Thursday when the temperature was a bit more mild, and that's when we built this. So that's what we had going on last week. It is an Iron 165 Plum, Iron 165 with a stock brass plate, and we used some Anubis switches with 69-gram symmetrical springs, and I lubed them with Carbon GS1. This build came out pretty well, but not perfect. I'm always going to be honest with you guys. You know, I feel like builds very rarely come out fully perfect. There's almost always a little something going on, you know. And in this particular one is, you know, as much as I love the way this feels, I will say that the sound didn't really come out the way I was hoping for. It came out a lot more muted. I think the sound is actually fine. It's just a lot quieter than I was expecting, and I was hoping for something a little bit more assertive out of a long pole switch like the Anubis, which is kind of designed to have that almost Holy Panda reminiscent clack on the bottom out. However, it has a full nylon housing. And I think just due to that, the fact that I used a brass plate and the particular way that the Iron 165 is designed, I think because of these reasons that the board just didn't really sound quite as insane and intense as I was hoping for. However, I do have a carbon fiber plate along being shipped to me very soon. So we're actually going to be rebuilding this at a later date, not today. Rebuilding this at a later date, and we'll be able to try out the carbon fiber plate, see if that gets us a little bit more of the desired sound that I'm looking for. And also, because my spacebar stabilizer wire was a little bent, the left side has started ticking just a little bit. So I kind of want to have to swap that out as well. So that'll be a rebuild process in the future, and we'll probably do that on stream as well. I'm just jealous that you found your end game. I am jealous. If you found your end game, I question just because I wonder how you tried everything ever. What if you like something way more? How can something be your end game if you like 1,000 things way more than that one thing? But you would never know until you tried, right? Keeb Noob, hello. Welcome to my baby stream. That's what I'm supposed to say, right? So anyways, that's what we did last week, and I have been, despite the minor flaws that we had going on, I really have been enjoying this board. I think the Anubis switches are awesome. I think the symmetrical springs are awesome. So definitely happy with this, and I'm definitely looking forward as well to the rebuild. So bam, there we go. That's what we did last week. Last week, I mean Thursday. This is what we're doing this week, today. This is the Lilac Hiney TKL1. This was part of the Friends and Family run. I don't know if the public run has happened yet. I straight up just have no idea. But this is a Friends and Family unit that I got several months back, and I just haven't really got around to building it because I am just an absolute pro at procrastination. So, but now I'm here. I am here. You're here. On stream, and we're going to be finally building this, and I'm really looking forward to this because I don't really have a lot of like super high-end fancy TKLs. I have a Kepler. It's pretty nice, but it's also outrageously heavy and needs to be rebuilt. So yeah, this is going to be one of my few and only ever owned nice high-end premium TKLs, because I don't usually do the TKL layout. TKL is usually a little too big for me. It's when I game, it usually just gets in the way. But I do like to own one or two really nice TKLs, and this is certainly going to be a good one. We have an FR4 plate that came stock in here. We also have a lovely red PCB here. Look at that, that's nice. This is the included Hiney H87C. This is the SPE, I think he calls it, the Special Project Edition. I don't know exactly what that means. I think it's relatively standard, though. We have USB-C. It does work in VIA. I did test it before the stream, and it was working totally fine. It also has these cute little outlines of where to put your stabilizers. I'd never really seen that before. Actually, no, I have, but not necessarily in this way. But this is pretty cute. Liking this quite a bit. So this is what we're working with today. We'll be using some lavender switches. that I have lubed personally. These have 58 gram symmetrical springs in them. So we used symmetrical springs 69 gram last week in the Iron 165, and we're going to be using them again right here in the Hiney TKL. I also have some already lubed Ultramarine V2 stabilizers from Mechanisk. I don't know if these have actually hit the market yet technically, but these are the V2, so they have the different clips on the back. I have no idea how good these are going to be. I think this is my first time using the V2 Durock. So hopefully we're not going to have any issues, but we will, of course, test those pretty close to the beginning. That's right, Keeb Noob. Preach. One drunk man. Hello, hello. Kindion. Hello. Welcome. It is pretty cool. I think you'll like the V2 Durock stats. Are they pretty good? I feel like I've built with them once, but I can't really remember. But I've liked a lot of the V1 Durock stabs. I haven't really had many issues with those, so hopefully no issues here as well. And also, just because they were also in the package, I get a Hiney microfiber cloth and a sticker, I think is what that is, as well as some O-rings for the mounting and bump-ons here. Of course, we'll deal with those a bit later. Hiney cloth. That's right. You heard it here first. How come you spring swap the lavenders? Just felt like it. I wanted to use the 58 gram springs and a nice smooth linear. The 58 gram symmetrical springs, rather. What lube did you use on the lavenders? I also used Carbon GS1 on the lavenders, just like I used on the Nuba switches last week. So it was last week was my first time using the Carbon GS1. Used them on the tactiles first. Now I'm using them on linears. It's a very interesting lube. One that I think is like kind of hard to work with, but also kind of not. It's a very unique lube. The color is so good. It really is. It really is. And I was trying to mess around with my color settings before the stream to try to get the color like as accurate on stream as I could. And I feel like I got it pretty close. It's not a particularly like super light color. It's not really dark, but it's not really light either. It's kind of in the middle. And with a lot of light on it, it just looks like more and more purple. Carbon GS1, do tell. It's from Kinetic Labs, and it's basically an absurdly light grease. I think it was kind of equated to like if like 202 grade 0 existed, it would be kind of like that. And honestly, it sort of is. It's just like an absurdly light grease that performs like a light oil. It doesn't do a great job of covering up like a ton of imperfections. It's not like 205 where you just, you know, you put any amount on and the switch is like pretty much smooth. It's not quite that user friendly. It takes a little bit more fine tuning to be good. But one thing I do like about it, and this is why I like oils too, is because when you get it right, you don't really feel the lube. The switch just feels like a better version of itself, which to me is a lot more interesting than just having like, you know, someone take 205 and put it, you know, all over a bunch of switches, and all the switches wind up feeling the same. It's like, sure, you can get switches super smooth with 205, but they all start to feel kind of similar as well. Not that I dislike 205, I just think that there are more interesting things to be using. But yeah, so that's what we're going to be doing today. We're going to be testing stabilizers first. Again, I already tested the PCB. I haven't even taken this apart at all yet, so we'll take a good look inside here. We can do that first, actually. Let's do that. Let's take it apart first. I want to take a little tour before we test the stabilizers. Oh, I think we got some torque screws as well. Cool. I like seeing that. Haven't had any wire popping issues, and they're much easier to work with than C3. Awesome. I like the new little clip on them. That's kind of fun. Are there any plans to make my channel points more useful so I can force you to hydrate or whatever? Yes, absolutely. I'm so sorry, guys. That's just one thing I've been really bad at. Is the channel point stuff, as well as things like subscriber badges, channel emotes, and things like that. That is something I am working on. I just haven't done it yet. But yes, feel free to save up your points, and I'll try to think of something. I'll try to think of something that like, genuinely worth it that you guys can do with them, beyond just hydration and stuff. Let's do a quick mental check as well. How's everyone doing today? Are you being too hard on yourself? I was a little hard on myself recently too. I was dropping springs everywhere. By springs, I mean screws. Yeah, how's everyone's mental doing? Did everyone get a little sunshine today? Are you staying hydrated? Maybe taking a multivitamin? Went for a bike ride today. It was nice getting out of the house. Heck yeah. Fresh air is a big deal, man. Fresh air, some sunshine, some time alone, right? Just to like walk through a park or something. It can be really, really, really beneficial. It is for me, at least. Team gummy vitamins? Heck yeah. Good on the hydration? Yes, gotta remember to stay hydrated. It's pretty warm in a lot of parts of the world right now. Been good to see friends you haven't seen in 16 months that helped you for sure. Heck yeah. Sometimes you need a little human contact, right? Not all the time. Sometimes, right? Especially once you get used to those kind of connections, right? It kind of just helps to know that you're not alone. Because you're not. We're always here. Not so good on the fact that I saw no one in 2020, including my family, and about to see no one in 2021 and 2022 either, due to newborn. COVID literally took more than 1 year of my life. Yeah, I mean, it's tough, right? I think it was very difficult for a lot of people, and I don't exactly blame you on that. It was rough, right? I feel like everyone, at least I went through quite a roller coaster ride where parts of it I was pretty okay with, and parts of it I very much wasn't. And obviously, being a pandemic, none of that was okay. It's like people had to like learn how to live differently, right? Like everything was just abnormal until it became the new normal. Oh man, I'm excited for this. This is gonna be pretty cool. You just reminded me, I need to go do grading. What is grading? Like you actually have to grade something? Oh man, here's a little throwback for you guys. Hiney TKL 1 2020. 2020. I teach part-time at the local community college. Oh, I didn't even know that. Nice. Shout out to teachers. Okay. Looks pretty good. There's our top. The bottom has some interesting features. First thing you might notice is the weight. It's actually, I think 2 weights here. So I think this one, correct me if I'm wrong, it's been a while since I've looked, but I think this one is actually a stainless steel weight, and inside we have a brass weight. And the idea of that is because he preferred the way that the stainless steel looked out here, but he preferred the way that the brass sounded when you had the brass weight in here. So I thought that was kind of cool. Little Hiney branding down there, as well as a cute little not for resale mark down here. So pretty interesting stuff there. You may address me as Professor Keebnoob. I might just do that. I wonder if it makes sense to split the plate. Oh, you mean here, okay. I mean, I am not a designer. I don't know what the best feeling and sounding options are for a plate, but I imagine there's a purpose to all of these, and I imagine they're all more or less relief cuts to try to give you a bit more of a softer and slightly flexier, and probably overall better sounding typing experience. All right, so let's put some stabilizers on the PCB. Then we'll throw the plate on and we'll do a little testing. I am opting for a classic win-keyless layout here. So we are going to be using 5 stabilizers. 5. That's like practically a million. So many stabilizers. This is a serious board. I'm not totally into TKLs, but if this one is ever does make it more accessible, Hiney's typically not are, I'd like to jump on it. As far as I'm aware, there was, at least at some point, and if it hasn't happened already in the near future, supposed to be a public run of this, I think. That was always my impression as well. But I don't know if this color is going to make it in the public run. I think this might have just been a friends and family exclusive. Don't quote me on that, though, because I honestly have no idea. And obviously things could have changed. Yeah, so we are going to be opting for the 5 stabilizer layout. Full right shift and whatnot. Mr. Ben Burns, happy Monday to you as well. Hopefully it's a good one. Welcome to Mental Health Monday. Where you are welcomed here, no matter who you are. I feel like these stabilizers fit pretty tightly onto the PCB. Hopefully that's a good thing. Not ISO SMH. I'm sorry. I'm not a big ISO fan. I don't do the ISO. I can use it. I have used it. I do technically own an ISO board currently, though I do plan to desolder it. It's just not for me. Nice to see Hiney's work on show. He's a very talented and cool dude. I'm really loving the PCB and board. Gimme. Yeah, no, Hiney does some great work. I mean, I remember the HBCP. That was a lovely board. I got to try out, I think, a prototype of that board pretty early on, and I was very impressed with it. And once the group buy shipped as well, I thought it went pretty well. The boards just came out so freaking nice. I just love how, like, it's like a classic elegant kind of look, but it's also like there's a lot of like modern takes and features on it as well, and I feel like that kind of like really embodies Hiney's kind of design aesthetic, if that makes sense. I'm a big fan. Was it on Top Clack that you had Hiney and Minterly on voice chat once? That got pretty hilarious. Oh yeah, no, that totally happened. I don't remember, when was that? What was I building? I remember that happening. I just don't remember what the stream was about. I think I was doing a build stream. Oh, you know what? I think it was 20. Was that May of 2020 or May of 2019? We had the Clackers Care event. It was a charity event. It was awesome, and it involved like practically everyone that did keyboard streams at the time. Which, I mean, there's so many more now, but you know, at the time there were definitely fewer of us. That was a super cool event, honestly. Shout out to Visionaire, who organized that one. Yeah, I remember Hiney and Minterly were both here, and we were all talking. And I remember Hiney was drunk. He was not sober. But yeah, sometimes it's like that. I hope Minterly is doing okay. Me too. I know everyone else probably did as well, but I messaged her and told her, you know, how awesome she is and how much she's done for the community, as well for individuals such as myself. You know, I hope things, you know, I hope she can figure things out for the positive. It's going to be a tough road, I think. But hopefully having some quality people in her life will help. Can't use ISO either after 2 weeks with an HHKB layout. I'm struggling even going back to a 75. I did pretty much the same thing. I went to 60% pretty early on, and I was like, why do I need anything else? I just don't need any more ever. And I've pretty much been that way ever since. Though I do own a variety of layouts. 60% definitely dominates my collection. Oh, I didn't even use these. Whoops. Do I need these? Are these next to any pads? I'll probably be okay without those, but we can put them on later if we need to. Let's throw a few switches in here and test these stabilizers. I'm really excited for these. These switches came out pretty well too. Hopefully these sound as delightful as they feel. Mr. Ben Burns says, I'm a designer, so arrow keys are everything until I set the caps lock key to FN and realized I didn't need to move my hand off the mouse. Yeah, and I feel you. I mean, a lot of people need arrow keys. I get that. I definitely do. I'm just not one of them. What's the plate made of? This is an FR4 plate. Yes, FR4 plate, which is Hiney's favorite plate material, if I'm not mistaken. Nice spacebar. I don't know exactly what key set's going on here, but I have to have DMG rather, right next to me, GMK DMG. So I'm just going to use this as a bit of a stabilizer tester. Though I don't think DMG was a bad on this board. That might be an option towards the end. We'll see. We'll see. DMG is pretty cool. Okay, going pretty good so far. All right, these sound great. Stabilizers going well. I made a mess over here. I made an absolute mess. I just noticed the case says not for resale. Yeah. Good stuff. TKL one's so good? I hope so. Yeah, I mean, it should be. It should be. If it's anywhere nearly as good as the HBCP, I'll be excited. Zakaria says, bad question, but do you have a preferred plate material? First of all, that is not a bad question. We don't do bad questions here, all right? It's a very, very fine and valid question. You should never be afraid to ask questions, especially here. But that's actually a good question. Do I have a favorite preferred plate material? And I would say largely no. If I had to pick one, I'd probably pick POM, Palm. I think it's just one of the more interesting plate materials. But I like a lot of them, right? I think it's a little bit more situational. Overall, I like variety, just like I do with my switches and caps and everything else in this hobby. I like variety. So, yeah. On a lot of, depending on like the gasket mount style, like I might really like aluminum. Sometimes I'll really like carbon fiber. I've been getting more into carbon fiber lately. I blame Jay, because he likes carbon fiber a lot. FR4 is one that I've used before, but haven't spent like a ton of time with. So this will probably be like one of my more extreme experiences with FR4. I know FR4 is a favorite of several. And one thing I do like about the FR4, at the very least, is just how inexpensive it is. It's just like always the cheapest plate option. And I can get behind cheap options, especially if they're good. All right, so those all sounded pretty good. So I'm just gonna go ahead and keep putting switches in, and we're getting on down to it, guys. Before I found top clack, I thought I would never go lower than a TKL, but once I had tried a 60%, there was no going back. Anything bigger just feels weird now. Yeah. Although I do plan to rebuild an old Philco TKL that's been sitting under my table for the past few years. Mind you, I have been saying that for the last year or so. Oh man, you're talking to the king of procrastination right now. Don't worry. Don't worry. That's definitely one of my biggest problems with I guess my mental health is I'm just so procrastinative, if that's a word. I'm an absolute pro at it. That's not always a good thing, but I've been trying to get better lately. I've been trying to do more things lately, catch up on stuff, and keyboard stuff has been going fairly well because ever since I started doing this about a month ago, the Mental Health Mondays, it's been great because it holds me accountable a little bit, and it gives me, you know, it makes sure I build a keyboard or do some kind of keyboard work during that week, and B, so far every week I've lubed switches as well, so I'm like actually going through some of my switches, getting them lubed, which is just a good thing regardless. I need one of these. Some of the spots are pretty flexy, just due to all the relief cuts. So I might have to kind of pry up a couple of these areas, but it won't be too bad. I read that procrastinating can be a symptom of anxiety. It absolutely is. I can firsthand confirm that for you. We're breaking out the chopsticks. Dang switches. It's okay. It'll get easier. It'll get easier as we get more in. Last time I employed this chopstick, and it actually went quite well. It's definitely not nearly as bad as a lot of plates that I've worked with. This is much more manageable, at least. Yeah, procrastination definitely a symptom of anxiety. I definitely feel that, trust me. But that's part of why we do this particular series. I like FR5. It's one louder than FR4. It's how I assert dominance in the office. Wow. Isn't FR just a fire rating of fiberglass? I'm really excited for this board. I'm kind of curious to see like how well the look of these switches will go with the case. Is lavender considered? It's blue, right? Lavender is considered blue, and lilac is a purple. Technically, is that how it works? I'm not very good at colors, being partially colorblind. So I never really know like what group some of these colors are in. But I feel like this could look pretty good. Color theory? I'm too Papega for that. Dude. I am so bad at colors. I bought a Tokyo 60 a while back, and it's been sitting in a drawer for a while, unbuilt. Any way to make it sound / feel good? I mean, it depends on the kind of sound and feel you're going for. I mean, the reality is, it's an integrated plate board, rather, with a very, very kind of simple and flat design. It's done that way for, cost reasons, among probably other things, but, there's not a whole lot you can do. You can change, there are things you can do. Let me take that back. So you can change your switches. Obviously, the switch type you use in there is going to be a big factor in how it sounds, as well as if you lube your switches and stabilizers, that'll have an effect on sound. The type of lubes you use will have an effect on sound. I believe that you can fit some amount of foam and or something like sorbothane would probably be a bit of more of a heavy-duty recommendation to kind of really eat up some of that excess sound and make it a little bit more concise. I don't know if that'll necessarily make it sound better to your standards, but it'll certainly... it probably won't be as bad. Or you can do what I did in my Tokyo 60 and use some silent switches. And it's kind of like a quiet on-the-go board for me. Not that I travel with my keyboard very often, especially during a pandemic, but it's always that option. So, silent switches. I like things like silent switches and clicky switches on integrated plates. I don't write off integrated plates like a lot of other people do. I think they very much serve a purpose that most people don't understand yet. And I've had a lot of success with integrated plates with specific switches and configurations. I think if you get an integrated plate and you expect it to be like top mount or sandwich mount or some kind of gasket mount or whatever, you're gonna be in for a bad time because you're setting yourself up for failure. Open your eyes a little bit more. It can do more than just house, lube linears, right? There's more to keyboards than just one or two things. Tokyo 60 is okay for the price, let's say. Anno is very thin and prone to chipping very easily. Yeah, mine is actually a prototype because he brought it to me when I shared a room with the designer, Tokyo Coffee Nerd. I shared a hotel with him once while we were in town in California for a meetup, and he gave me a proto, and it's like way better than the production ones, I think. Because once Drop took over, they swapped to a different manufacturer or something, probably cheaper, I imagine. Lavender and lilac, I'd say both are purple. Are they? Okay, fair enough. Mozo Rides says, "Hi Brian, Lavender's looking great." Thank you. Suits the board. Yes, that's what I was hoping for. I was a little worried, right? Because some people are kind of stingy, like, not stingy, that's not the right word. Some people are kind of critical with colors. I'm not really one of them. I tend not to really care too much about what my, like my keycaps or my switches or my PCBs are colored. I just don't really care. But I know some people, they really like to go above and beyond and, match things. I'm more about contrast. I like trying to be a little bit more out there. Which is why I do stuff like put GMK Cafe on the E Ultra Hot Fiel. Which currently has Honeywell on it. Personally, I think Cafe looks better on it. I've since built a Rama and a few other high-end boards, so I've wondered how that one would turn out. Yeah, well, I mean, the Tokyo 60 is just a cheaper board, right? There's less going on it's not designed to be like the kind of high-end board that you leave on your desk and you appreciate like the sound of it, right? And the aesthetic of it. It's not that kind of board, right? Tokyo Coffee, or the designer Alvin, from the very beginning, he was talking about how it's like it's a street board is what he compared it a lot to, like, like your daily sneakers or something like that, something that you don't have to worry about like scuffing up. Like, it just gives it character, right? Like, it's not supposed to be like a pristine thing. Like, it's light, it's small, it has that kind of feature set that goes with that. And it's simple, it's accessible, it's like hot swap. There's swappable bottoms. Originally he was trying to do different materials too, like I know he was working on a sneaker bottom material, which I thought was kind of interesting. So I think the community, I'm shedding everywhere, guys. The community, like, it's all about perspective, right? Like, if you can open your mind and think that there's more than one reason to like have a board, like more than one thing to do with a keyboard, than just sit on, your desk at home, I think it really kind of broadens your horizons a bit. I mean, the Tokyo 60, while it's not like a superbly cool board or anything, I do think it serves a purpose. I mean, if you had a Tokyo 60 and you had, this Lilac Hiney TKL 1, you wouldn't want to take the Hiney TKL 1 with you to, like, school or, like, to work or, out on a trip with you or whatever. Because, it's big, it's heavy, it's expensive. It's a luxury item, and, you don't want to damage it. So, like, this is the kind of board you leave on your desk. The Tokyo 60, not necessarily that way. You can bring it around, you can beat it up. It's like your workhorse. It's a daily board. If it gets damaged a little bit, it's not a big deal, Pio says, I just brought my 2-week-old baby to watch the stream. Can't get them started too young. Wow. Congrats on fatherhood, by the way, my friend. I hope everything's going well. I assume if you're sitting here watching this stream, things can't be going too poorly for you. Or at least I would hope. So shout out to you and the happy family. How's the wife doing? Is she good as well? I know it can be a little stressful after having a baby. Drop is great at dropping the ball. Yeah. I mean, they've kind of moved over into, the very kind of quintessential business style, and it's kind of obvious. And that's not necessarily bad, I guess. It's just more expected. But it is what it is. We can move on with our lives. There are a lot of awesome vendors out there that I like to support anyways. A lot of local American vendors that do a great job, like Novel Keys. I like matching bits you can see, like the board and keycaps, but I don't care about PCB or switch color. It's a nice bonus, though, if the switches and PCB match too. Sure. I mean, I think it's more of like it's one of those scenarios where, like, even though you don't see it, you know it's there. And I think that's fine. That's just more of a preferential thing. You bet we're doing stepped caps lock. All good. Everything basically went as well as it could have. That's awesome. That's great to hear, man. That's really great to hear. Sicarius says, I don't think I'm ever going to buy a keyboard for more than £800 for exactly that reason. Yeah, I mean, that's... especially if you travel with your boards, right? Like, you don't want to be traveling with this kind of thing. It's fancy stuff, right? Fancy board. By the way, I think I lubed exactly enough switches for this board. So, there's that. Not that I can't lube more if I need to, but hopefully we'll get by with the exact amount. I miss the old days when they were Mass Drop. Mass Drop was a far better name. Yeah. I don't know. Personally, I don't really care. Maybe that's a bad thing, but I just don't really care. I don't really pay attention to what they do these days anyways. I know some of the people that work there, and it's not that I think they're necessarily bad people. I just think that they're all about the business these days and not necessarily the community, at least in the same sense as some other people. Lavender should be nice on this. Nylon OP, yeah, absolutely. This should be like a really, really like clean, poppy kind of sound with the FR4 and the nylon. I'm looking forward to this. Nylon on top mount, you can't really lose. That's right. That's right. It's kind of a classic for a reason, I suppose, right? Should I use, what do you guys think? Should I use the, there's O-rings. There's like little tiny like O-ring dampeners that are for the plate if I want. I could just top mount it. I think the option is there. I think there's both options. My hair's like not quite long enough to keep like back, but I try to keep it back anyways because it's so warm in here. Yeah, so I don't know if I want to use the O-rings or not. Maybe I can try it both ways. You know how I like trying it both ways. Nice, okay. I think it might be even nicer with a half plate. Honestly, it's such minimal change that if you have time, just do both. I forget, is this support gummy worm or is it just top? I think it's just top. So I think like the internals of this are like more or less the same as like the Jane V2, as well as a couple other boards that share the kind of same like plate style, I think. I think this is largely like the same, just with like a couple small modifications. So I don't believe it supports the gummy thing. I think it's top only. Top with the option to use these O-rings. This F-row is kind of difficult with these flex cuts here, or relief cuts rather. I guess not flex cuts. That's not the right terminology for those. Burger top makes a bigger difference on alu, but I could be wrong. Yeah, I don't know. I haven't tried it on this, so I'm not really sure. I think I need to take a couple of these switches out. Having some issues on the F row. Not a huge deal, but take a couple of these out and try again. There we go. That's better. Hashtag progress. It's freaking warm in here, guys. Alright, hopefully that's good enough. Yeah, I might try it both ways. I might try it with and without the O-rings. We'll have to see. Not really sure exactly how that's going to go yet. But it is a pretty easy thing to change, right? So, not too worried about it either way. So how's everyone's weekend? Everyone have a good weekend? 4th of July yesterday, Independence Day. You know, if you're in the U.S. Not really my kind of thing, but hopefully some of you guys had fun. Did I not lube enough switches? I guess I didn't. Oh wait, I think I did. I'm just dumb. No, I'm not dumb. I just made a mistake. Gotta get better at the self-critical thing, you know. So this is a win keyless board, and I accidentally put keys in the win key spots. So I think I'm good. I think I still have exactly enough. Nice. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, we should be good. Good fix. That's right. That's right. First time chatter, Phantom Glitch, welcome. Says, wasn't bad, missing the girlfriend. She's off on holiday, and it's the first time we haven't talked for more than a week. Oof. Oof, I've been there. You know what they say, though? Absence makes the heart grow fonder. So hopefully, when she gets back, it'll be good times. Sorry, I'm not talkative right now, guys. This is requiring a little bit more concentration. To pry this up while pushing down on it also. Okay, that looks pretty good. Nice. Okay. I'm just going to go ahead and make sure the plate's not kind of bending anywhere and we have every switch seated in here. This is a really nice board. I want to make sure it's as perfect as I can get it before actually finishing the assembly. Oh, also, hi, I've been looking for a while. Hey, nothing wrong with that. Any of you lurkers out there, that's totally fine. You do not need to engage. But we appreciate that you're here. I very much appreciate that you're here, even if you're not talking. IP9932, what's up, man? Thank you so much for the 20 months. Hope you're doing well, man. I'm alert for a bit more. I promised myself I'd get some code finished, and I keep getting sidetracked. That's totally fine, man. Don't don't stop doing your work just because we're here, you know. We'll be here a while. Oh, goody, that just looks glorious. I want to make sure I got the spacing right on this bottom row. I'm pretty sure I did, but it's okay to check. Alright, we are good. IP says, I just got my TKL one in, been waiting for this one to come in. Yeah, I've had mine for a few months, but I just was procrastinating way too hard. Are you using the O-rings for mounting? I don't know, what do you think? I haven't decided yet. I feel like I might try it both ways because it's a pretty easy thing to just, you know, put on and take off. It's not terribly difficult. So I'm not entirely sure. I'm up for options though. If anyone has suggestions, what we should try first. I think we should probably do both for the sake of science, and since you know, the stream is going pretty smoothly. I didn't really run into any issues yet, so as long as we have no issues soldering and stuff, we should be good. We should be good. I'm gonna go ahead and eye down the lines here, guys, just to make sure we got everything a little straight here. But I feel like we can try them both, right? Like, we have time for them both. It shouldn't really be a problem. I have a beard hair on this switch. It just happens, guys. It's just how it goes. Raid. Oh my god, what's happening? Oh, Dutch Master raiding. Holy crap! Thank you so much for the raid, my friend. Hopefully your stream went well. Welcome, 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 all you lovely raiders. Welcome to Mental Health Monday, where you matter. You matter, damn it. I'm kind of mid-build on my Hiney TKL 1 here. Got all my switches in, and I'm just trying to make sure they're all straight, which it does appear they are. Looking pretty good, pretty good. All right, time to check the pins. Took a spin on your Holy Panda switches. Uh-oh. I used Prince stems and springs in the Yak Panda housings. Prince stems. I've heard of the Prince switches, but I don't actually know what they are. I feel like it's so hard to keep up with switches, at least for me these days. It's like every day there's a new switch and like 5 new Franken switches. I'm just like, what? That's awesome that you were able to take a little spin on it, though. Holy Panda switches, I think, by today's standards, are a little outdated, so I'm glad people are still working towards making some better switches. Right now I'm just checking to make sure all the pins are through. This is a good habit to get into before you solder. I'm so excited to use this board. I really am. All right, we are good. Let's get ready to solder. First things first. Hydrate. Second thing, we use a solder mat. Even though this desk mat's already ruined. It's already ruined. And that makes me sad. I'm just an absolute professional at ruining desk mats. Actually, you know what? I'm just going to solder on this. I don't care anymore. This is going to become a work mat. Because this is too far gone. Too far. Thank you again very much for that raid, man. Where's the beater desk mat? This is becoming... You're witnessing history right now, guys. This is the beater desk mat. This is becoming the beater desk mat. You see all these marks that are literally all over this? I have no idea what these are, where they're from, and this is freshly washed. So I have, like, zero idea. Like, maybe something in my washer or my dryer. I'm not entirely sure, but... whatever I did, I messed this up even more. So you know what? I'm just gonna let it be. It's all good. I have lots of other desk mats. I have lots more desk mats on the way. I'm not gonna fret about it. This is just going to be relegated into one of my 2 or 3 work desk mats. Yeah, sorry, Vincent. This is the beater now, man. This is the beater now. Don't worry, I got another desk mat heading your way to ruin. Oh, I don't want to ruin it. That one's actually cute, you know. I mean, nothing against this one. This one's just, you know, kind of plain. But yeah, I don't like... Ugh, I hate ruining, like, a nice, like, attractive desk mat. I'm looking forward to that one, though. I'm really going to try not to ruin that one. That's how I always feel about getting new shoes. I'm just, like, so good at destroying desk mats. It's just the way it is. It's a beautiful beater mat. Totally works for me. Totally works for me. All right, well let's get some soldering out of the way, shall we? Of course, if anyone at all has any questions, feel free to ask, whether they're about keyboards or otherwise. Try to do this without my head in the way. Yeah, I don't know what it is, man. I can just like mess up desk mats so fast, and I have no idea how. Like, I don't really eat in here. Like, I usually use a beater mat to solder and desolder on. I don't understand how my desk mats get so ruined. It makes no sense to me. Another first-time chatter, Johnny Boy Tech. Hello, welcome. Asking, how long have you been making custom keyboards? Oh golly, quite a while. Sheesh. How long have I been? I've been in the hobby. I've been roughly in the keyboard hobby since like 2014, 2015, and I think I built my first custom in 2016. So I've been building boards since 2016. I think I was doing some streaming back then as well. I was not that I'm trying to brag or be egotistical or whatever, but I was either the first or like one of the couple first keyboard streamers. I know I was the first keyboard streamer on Twitch, I believe, when we started Top Clack, because I don't think anyone else was doing keyboard stuff at the time, not even build streams. People had like build videos here and there, like build logs, but no real build streams. I'm pretty OG, despite the viewer count. I know there's lots more popular streamers. I've taken some kind of long breaks, and I'm a little less consistent, which is why I'm a lot less popular, which is understandable. I totally forgot that this supports Alps too. I could have done an Alps build. The legendary Holy Panda maker as well. We don't talk about that, okay? We don't talk about that. No, I mean, Holy Panda it's just like a hybrid Switch discovery, right? If I didn't do it, someone else would have. I don't really think there's a whole lot of like. I don't feel like it's an accolade, right? Like it's just like. Someone made the Zonda before, right? And then, like, I did the Holy Panda, then a bunch of people made other Franken Switches. It's just because the Holy Panda happened to catch on in popularity a little bit more in the mainstream. J-Shup, thank you so much for the 5 gifted subs, man. You're too kind, man. You're too kind. Too awesome, man. Too awesome. Supporting all the Jeffs. That's awesome. All right. So I'm trying to not get my head in the way, but because this has like the Alp styles, it has like the oval holes, and I'm trying not to fill everything with solder, which is hard to do if I'm not like actually looking at it from up close. So you guys might get the back of my head in a little bit of this, and I apologize for that. I'm sure you're all just really excited to watch soldering anyways. I know that's why you all show up for the soldering championships. So much love in the chat. I love to see it. I love to see it. I'm so freaking excited for this board. I woke up today and I was like, I gotta build the Hiney today. And then I was trying to think of like witty titles I could title the stream involving the word Hiney, and I felt like it was a little too predictable. something something touching Heinies. Shaking Heinies. Hiney Health Monday? Oh man. That would have been way better than anything I came up with. I need to thumbs up this song real quick. I like this track. What do you guys think, though? You think the O-rings are going to make a big difference or not? I feel like it's not going to be that big of a difference, but I'm really interested to see. Oops. I filled that hole up a bit. I filled up a couple holes already. Giggity, I guess. Try not to fill the hole. I think they add a little razzle dazzle to the sound, but no change in feel for sure. Fair enough. What station / service is this music, if I may ask? This is just Twitch soundtrack. Which I think is still in beta. Yeah, it's still in beta, according to my client, at least. Yeah, it's just called Soundtrack by Twitch. It's basically like a thing where, like, you don't really have to worry about, like, DMCAs. Because I don't want to have to deal with that. So, it's cool because you can kind of just integrate it, and you can control it from your desktop. And I think, unless I'm mistaken, you guys can correct me if I'm wrong, you guys can see what song it is, right? Like, it actually, there's an integration with Twitch as a platform, which I always thought was kind of fun, too. Because sometimes you hear a song, right, and you're like, what the heck is that? And, like, you might not be able to find out in time. And by razzle dazzle, I mean placebo. You know, honestly though, I feel like it might be like that, right? I feel like it might make a difference, but it's not going to be like huge, right? I really don't think it's going to be a monumental kind of thing. Cyber Sam says, it's nice to see you building again. I've spent many happy hours lubing switches and drinking beer watching your builds in the past. Thank you so much, man. It's glad to be back and like actually doing this on like a regular schedule. And the last year has been a tough time, not just for me, but for a lot of people. So it's kind of nice to kind of get back into the swing of things, as it were. And it's been going well. I've built some lovely boards already. I mean, I'm rebuilding pretty much every board in my collection. This is still only the beginning, guys. We have dozens more builds to go. as well as lots of other fun things. So I'm very glad to see anyone enjoy it, honestly, even if it's just a couple people. Feels good. Alright, we got 2 rows down. Feels like soldering a TKL takes eternity. But maybe I'm just being whiny. It's worth it for the TKL. Assuming this is like the HBCP, O-rings will probably take a bit of the edge off the clack, but otherwise, yeah, placebo. Okay, we'll try it both ways. We'll see if A, I can be able to tell a difference, and B, if you guys can tell a difference through the stream, which will probably be even harder. We'll try it, because it won't be difficult, right? It'll be easy. Other than the, 8K screws and 8 plate screws. Just tedious. H87A. Excuse me, sir. This is an H87C 1.0 Special Project Edition. Yeah, the HBCP was nice though, man. When I tried that board, I was like, this is pretty good. Right? HBCP is pretty hot, pretty fire. And though I haven't seen any of these really built before, I totally just messed that one up. That'll be fine. It just doesn't look pretty. Yeah, I feel like the Hiney TKL one should be like sort of similar to the HBCP. I wonder if anyone's built the Hiney TKL one yet with lavenders. I wonder if I'm the first. I kind of like being the first at things. It's like some weird thing I've always been a fan of. Alright, 2 more rows to go. We're getting there. I'll have to figure out what keyset I want to put on this too. I'll pick a few options and you guys can decide. I'll have to do a straw poll. VOC would sit pretty. I don't have Violet on Cream, actually. I wish I did, because that would almost kind of complete the Hiney combo, right? I don't have that, unfortunately. I'm thinking a couple other options, though. I'm thinking GMK DMG. I'm thinking GMK Noel. I'm thinking GMK Muted. I'm thinking GMK 9009. That's as far as I got so far. I got those 4 so far. I think any of those could look pretty good on here. DMG or Muted have my unsolicited vote. I'll put up a poll here soon. Once I get done soldering and we get the board together, which shouldn't be too far away from now, I'll do a little poll in chat and you guys can vote on it, okay? I like when chat gets to have a say in how my keyboarding experience goes. Not all the time. Not all the time. But some of the time. I'm thinking DMG though. Like personally, because I think obviously like Muted and 9009, those look good on pretty much everything, right? You put those on anything and it's gonna be nice. DMG, little bit more picky. Noel, little bit more picky. They're a little bit more, you know, unique, right? Kind of funny, but a lot of friends and family TKL ones have DMG on them. Do they really? Are people really? Because I know the lilac was like the most popular color out of the friends and family. Like I think like half of them or more than half of them were lilac. Oh, I think there was only 2 colors, right? Maybe there was only 2. But I think lilac was definitely the more popular. I think the other one was like space gray or something. Interesting. I didn't realize that people were doing DMG on them. Maybe I won't do that then. Maybe I won't do DMG. I like to be unique, right? I'm kind of like a hipster like that, and I won't deny it. I like to be just a little different. I bet nobody has GMK Noel on their lilac Hiney TKL one. I bet nobody has that. Lilac looks good with beige. Yeah, I mean 9009 will be an option. I think that's kind of a classic, and obviously, like I was saying, I think 9009 and Muted and other sets like that just tend to go really well, especially on like vivid colored boards. You get like a really like clean, neutral looking set. Firefly, I think that could work with lilac. I don't have Firefly, so that unfortunately won't be an option, but that could look good here, sure. I can believe that. My buddy put ASCII on his lilac, looks really good. Oh, nice, nice. ASCII's that's kind of more neutral though, right? That's kind of like, that's like a gray set, so like it kind of works with a lot of boards, a lot of colors. Are a lot of people putting, here's a question for you guys, are a lot of people putting lavender switches in their lilac Hiney TKL ones? That's what I want to know. You have space gray and put DMG on it. That's probably awesome, yeah. I mean, the space gray is wonderful as well. Really, really happy with the way the colors turned out for this particular board. Oh no, I hear the fireworks already. So do the neighborhood dogs, apparently. I thought about getting space gray, I really did, but I think the lilac just pulled me in a little bit more. Alright, well, let's go ahead and give this a little test, and hopefully I'm done soldering here. It is very warm. I kind of just want to pour that water all over my head and face. Okay, let's plug this in and see where we're at here. For the moment of truth, did I make any mistakes? Oops. Don't print screen. What do you guys think? Did I make any mistakes? Hit 1 if I'm too good. Hit 2 if I'm full of myself. Three? 3 is probably the right answer, don't worry. I appreciate the confidence, guys. 12? Alright, nice. 420? Alright, now you're speaking my language. Alright, 1 if I'm good, 2 if I'm totally full of myself. This might be a function key, I actually don't know. I'm assuming that's a function key. Yes, it is. It's a function key by default. Okay, cool. Let me... Okay. I'm gonna program that to something else real quick, just to make sure. I'm gonna program it to G. All right, it works. It works. We're good. Everything's good. So those who pressed 1 were clearly correct, because obviously I'm just so good. So good. Okay, momentary 1. I'll make that a function key again, I guess. Actually, no, I'm gonna make that. I'll make this a function key. This is gonna be Windows, I think. I actually don't know how I want this. I'm gonna make this a Windows key for now. I like having a Windows key, even on a Win keyless board, because I do use Windows key. Okay, that can be Win. That can be Windows for now. Everything else set up already correct. Okay, cool. Cool. Everything's looking good. We can put this together. I'll move my iron aside. Say goodbye, at least for now, to this. This will get rebuilt again in the future. And now we can say hello to the dawn of a new era. A new era of TKL. TKL and beard hair. It's just part of the journey, you know? You are the chosen one. Thanks, man. Thanks. Okay, so again, we have some options, and I think we're gonna try both. So, yeah, that should be cool. So we can just top mount this, like you would any other top mount board. But we also have some O-rings that we can add to it. What do you say? Do you think O-ring first? Type 1 if you want to do traditional top mount first. Type 2 if you want to do O-ring mount first. I mean, it's top mount either way, but O-rings, starting with O-rings, hit 2, otherwise hit 1. I think we're going to do both, but 2, you want me to start out with the O-rings? This lovely Hiney sticker. Maybe I can put this on my car. All right, we'll start out with the O-rings. That's fine, and then we'll take them off. Also, interesting thing about this board that I totally didn't realize is that I saw there was 6 bump-ons, and I was like, oh, cool. There's 4 bump-ons, and they just give you 2 extra. Cool. No, actually, there's 6 spots for bump-ons on this case, which I feel like you don't really see in keyboards very often. Usually, it's just the 4 corners for bump-ons. So that was kind of fascinating to me. Okay, it looks like there's actually little tiny kind of grooves cut out for the O-rings, so my incredibly fat, clumsy, sweaty hands are going to be kind of rough at this, but hopefully tweezers will certainly make easier work. So thankfully these grooves should make it a little bit easier. It sort of kind of cuddles the O-ring. I know how you guys feel about cuddling O-rings. There are 7 mounting points, 3 on the bottom and 4 on top, in case anyone's curious. Alright, 4 in there, 3 in there. Looks like there's 1 extra. Cool. I like having extra because I'm a pro at losing things. Absolutely god tier at losing things. Put it on your forehead? What? Just want to cuddle the O-rings all day. Eat ice cream with my O-ring. You gotta show your O-rings a nice time, right? You Gotta make sure they're doing okay. Bump-ons, I'm unsure if I'll use those. I'll set them aside for now. But I'll probably wind up putting them on. Oh, wow, I'm stupid. Why'd I do that? Only 2 fell out. We're okay. We're okay. Mistakes were made, but it was okay. They're all still in. Okay. Here we go. Let's go ahead and set this on relatively gentle-like. We'll get our plate screws here. Professional Q cap loser. Look, I don't want to talk about that, okay? That's just like the biggest feels bad man of all time. Let's be real. Alright, they're all still in there. We're looking good. Look, the Q, I don't want to talk about it, man. That's like one of the biggest heartbreaks of my keyboard career is losing a GMK. Actually, I've lost 2 now. I've lost 2 GMK keycaps. The other one was, I think it's one of the accent keys for my GMK Honeywell. Like my enter or my escape. I think it might be my escape. My GMK Honeywell red escape I don't have anymore. I don't think. Let's face it, the day you put spacebar on backwards is the day you make it as a person. Hey man, I'm all about that life. People can make fun of me all they want for that. I will swear by the flip spacebar. I think it's just superior. For me, at least. It's way more comfortable for typing, for me. Because my thumb actually conforms to it as opposed to, like, fights against it. Because with a normal spacebar, when I use my thumb, I hit the edge of it, like the corner of it. Like the sharpest part of it, so... I much prefer the flip spacebar life. It's just a lot more comfortable for me, gosh darn it. Alright, I think we're good. We got all those in there. This is why storing caps in bags gives me heebie-jeebies. I like seeing everything laid out and know it's all there. It's not that I dislike seeing everything laid out, right? I think that's fine. It's just more like I'm never going to have the energy or desire to, like, take a set off a board and then put it in a keycap tray, like, laid out properly, right? Like, that's... Who wants to do that? Like, that just takes so much time. I like organization, man. Don't get me wrong, but... That's just, it's a little much for me, personally. But hey, if you're the kind of person to do that, no problems from me. Here we got the case screws, which I believe are the same Torx. You'll love to see that. Nice. Now I'm staring at my spacebar, wondering if I should take it off and flip. I mean, it's worth trying, right? It costs you like less than a minute of your life and $0 to try flip spacebar. I flip it on all my boards. I will agree it doesn't look as good, right? Normal spacebar just looks better. There's no denying that. But I really just think the typing experience, for me at least, is way better on a flip spacebar. Not even arguable. It's just way better. The finish and anodization on this is superb, by the way. Really, really high quality board here. You'll love to see it. I'd expect nothing less from the legendary Hiney. The legendary Heinebush. Alright, all the screws in. Alright, we have it fully built up with the O-rings. We'll probably take those off and try it without, just to see. Flip looks better, like it's screaming "press me." Does it? I think Flip looks worse. Like in pictures, I feel like it's just not as good. But I certainly prefer using it. All right, so I need to make a poll here. How do I remember how to make a poll real quick? There'll be mods in chat. Mods, please. Mods, please. Is it just /poll? I have to plug in another keyboard to do this. There's gotta be like a poll button, right? Moderators. Do I have a moderator? I need a poll made. And I don't have keycaps on my Hiney yet, so I can't type the poll myself. /poll. Can you make it for me, please, Lunar? Please, 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 please. Keycap sets. Keycap set poll. That's what we're doing. GMK DMG is an option. Let's see what else we got. GMK Noel is going to be an option. So we have DMG, Noel, Muted is going to be an option. GMK Muted. These are all GMK. And 9009. Oh wait, hold on. There might be a third option. Or a fifth option. I have no idea how yellowed these are, but I actually have some OG double shots as well. They don't look particularly bad, but I've never actually taken these out of the bag and looked. So we'll do a fifth option. So we have GMK DMG, GMK Muted, GMK 9009, some OG Cherry, which is probably a little more yellowed, as you can tell by the color difference slightly from 9009 in that, as well as GMK Noel. So we got those 5 sets: DMG, Muted, Noel, 9009, OG double shot. You guys choose. Lunar Sama can make that poll, and I'll just kind of leave these laid out here for you guys. All right, guys. So vote on that poll now, please. It's the integrated Twitch poll. It's right there at the top of your Twitch chat, or at least it should be. Please, please, please vote on that. What I'm going to be using here. Vote now. While I rehydrate and cool down from this summer heat. I think any of these can look pretty good, honestly. What's the default time on this? Seems kind of long. I exercised my right as a Twitch citizen. Thank you. I appreciate that. 10 minutes? That's pretty excessive. I'll probably call it at... We'll say like 5-ish more minutes. We'll say 6:04 p.m. Pacific. So a little under 5 minutes we'll leave this poll up. 10 is a little high. Well, that's okay. Yeah, it's okay. It's not a big deal. We just know now. We just know for next time. We'll just do. I think 5 minutes is about like the longest a poll should be at. But it's all good. So currently, looks like we have Muted ahead at 6 votes, followed by DMG at 3 votes. 0 votes for 9009. I'm just gonna assume that's not gonna get picked, or the OG double shot. I'm just gonna set those back. It's okay if those come back for a comeback win. That's fine too. Pick my keycap destiny. Muted still currently ahead, 6 votes to 4 against DMG. Noel at 2. OG and 9009 combined for 1 vote. Vote on the poll, guys. Vote on the poll. Got a little under 4 minutes left. This board's looking pretty nice, though. I gotta be honest. Let me give you guys a little tour before we put keycaps on while we're waiting for the poll. Vote on the poll, guys. Vote on the poll. Not the best lighting, I know, but it's actually fairly representative. Lavenders. FR4 plate. Lilac Hiney TKL. Nice stainless steel weight there on the bottom. Good stuff. All right, let's see. Muted still currently ahead, followed by DMG. You guys want to see the Muted, huh? Good night, man. You heading out, Phantom? Fair enough. Have a good one, man. Thank you so much for stopping by. Hope the rest of your night is excellent. We got less than 2 minutes on this poll, guys. Muted is still currently ahead, 8 votes to 4 against DMG. Noel starting to trail behind more now. I'm gonna go ahead and set that aside. That's probably not gonna win. Fellow Brit. Hey, yeah. Shout out to the UK crowd. Thank you for any of you Brits staying up. Appreciate it. I know it's getting late there. Too many Muted fans. Hey, Muted's just good, right? Like it's just a good set. We got less than a minute left, but it really does look like Muted is just gonna run away with this one, which doesn't surprise me too much. And that is totally fine. We're okay with that. The reality is Muted will look super good on this, so. Sweden gang, 3 a.m. Wow. Wow, hello. That's pretty late. Or early, I guess. Are you up early or are you up late? Birds will be screaming. Have a good night, Phantom Glitch. Hope you sleep well, man. Alright, it's almost 3:04, but I really doubt, with the amount of votes that we're getting, that anything is going to come back from behind and beat Muted, so I'm just going to go ahead and start putting Muted on there, and it'll be good times. Should I put the bump-ons on as well? Maybe I should put the bump-ons on. I feel like I don't usually put bump-ons on because I use a desk mat, and I feel like it's kind of pointless. But maybe I should. We'll see. Ah, yes. Muted. Good stuff. I don't know if I should do accents. Should I do accents? We'll set aside some accents just to see. We'll roll first without accents, and then we'll see. Stepped caps, good stuff. Oh, I forgot there's F key accents for this set. This is an interesting set. Oh man. Oh, I'm gonna get flamed, aren't I? I'm gonna get so trolled. I'm gonna get so trolled for using mod pipe here. And you know what? I don't even care. Don't even care. Don't even care. I'm judging you, but not too harshly. You're judging me pretty harshly, don't worry. I don't know, man. I don't think anyone can convince me that alpha pipe and alpha tilde are better. I can't see it. It just doesn't look as good to me. I hate how broken up the colors are because of it. It drives me freaking nuts. Oh, I have a windowed. I don't actually have an LED in there, but I think I'm gonna put an LED in there. I forgot this set has a windowed caps lock key. That just looks good. Numlock too, right? That's, well, I guess numlock doesn't. That's not needed in the TKL, right? Your board. I mean, I know it's my board. I get that, right? But like, I know people are all about the alpha pipe on TKLs and stuff, but man, I just think it looks better like this, you know? Where does stuff go? I don't remember where stuff goes. Is this print screen? I should bring up. I don't build TKLs very often. I never remember what's over here. Depends on the layout. Oh, print scroll and... Did I get print right? I think I got print right. Nice. Yeah, okay, this is fine. I'm just gonna bring up VS so it... Oh no! I'm dumb! If it's not plugged in, it doesn't actually show. Alright, hold on. Let me bring up some help since I'm clearly the worst keyboard enthusiast. Okay. Now I know what I'm doing. With the 2U backspace, mod pipe is all good. Give me all the mod pipe. Are you a mod pipe and tilde guy, Osiris? I'm curious. Who among you out there is all about the mod pipe and tilde, or are you more about the alpha tilde and pipe? Let me know, guys. I'm curious. Wait a second. I have mod colored F10 and alpha colored F10. What is this set supposed to look like? It's supposed to be like alpha. It's alpha colored F1 through 4, mod 5 through 8, and then alpha 9 through 12, right? Is that how it's done? Mod color for your mod keys. I'm not gonna claim they're mod switches, right? Like they're not. They're inputting alphas, but that's not the point. My point is I don't need specific colors on keys to tell me what they do. I just don't. I know what they do without having that color. F5 through 8 are mod color. That's what I thought. But I guess this one has an option for maybe like an all mod F row. I don't know if I've used this board or this set on a TKL before. On a 60% it does look better? Yeah, I agree. Brian's fingers are colorblind. It's so true. Well, all of me is colorblind, okay? It's all of it. Alt GR, you love to see that. Gotta use windowed keys whenever you can. I'll probably put LEDs in there too, to be honest with you. We'll mess around with accents later. We might do that. We might not. We'll see. No need for mod pipe when you use the cursed vertical enter. God. That's true though. That's true. Oh, yeah, there's a mod F2. Maybe they're. Yeah, I guess they have an all-mod F-row if you so choose. That's interesting. I like how I've had this set for many, many, many years. I was actually part of the group buy, if I'm not mistaken. And I totally don't remember a lot about this set. Oh wait, no, it's not right. There you go. Does that make you guys feel better? You don't have to look at the mod pipe if I just do this, right? Does that make you guys happier? Some pink LEDs in there could be cool. That's a good idea. I didn't even think about that. I'm not sure. Chances are I don't. But I might actually have some purple LEDs somewhere around here. I know I have red ones. And I probably have like white and like maybe one or two other colors. I'd have to dig around and find them though. I'm not going to do that today just based on me not knowing anywhere like where they are. I don't want to dig around on stream for half an hour looking for them. But chances are I'm going to wind up adding LEDs in those spots. Putting all my option keys over here that we can mess around with. Did I join round 2? I did not. I did not. I mean, nothing against it, but I already have the set. I have the original set. I like it, and I also have Moto Light on the way, which I know isn't the same. I know it's not the same, guys. But you know, it fits the same kind of like niche in the community of like, you know, that kind of particular like classic, elegant, light grayscale kind of thing. Going with barred instead of scooped. Bar life equals best life. I am all about the bars. I like the nipples the most though, if I'm being honest. Like 8008 has kind of ruined me. And I'm just like, now I just want nipples at everything. Don't take that out of context. I used to be a scoops guy. I was all about the scoops. I really was for quite a while. And then all of a sudden I was just like, let me try barred, and I realized I liked that more. I used to think I liked the scoops better, but now I think I like the bars better. Okay, so this is the board with no accents. This is the way I would use it. I probably wouldn't use any accents or anything like that, but we can, if you guys would like, ponder any, or I suppose all accents even. I don't know what you guys think. Oh, I see. So this kind of gets like an accent. I feel like any accents kind of overwhelm the epic color of the board. But I guess this is kind of what this would look like with accents. Vote no accents, without accents, no accents. Okay, cool. I'm with you. The board is the accent. That's how I feel as well. I like to give you guys the option, you know, just to kind of take a look. Knoxbox, thank you so much for the 13 months, man. Really appreciate that. Let the board do the talking. All right, it seems like you guys are on the same page as me. What do you guys think though about the F keys, the mod colored F keys? Does that look better? Like if you... Let me get these accents off. Okay, we're not going to use accents, right, everyone? No one cares about it. We can pretty much all agree on that. But what about mod-colored F keys? I've never really looked at this before. Is this potentially better? There's no way that's better, right? Like, there's no way. Mod F keys looks good. Does it really? Okay. What do you guys think? Is this better? Is this the play here? Alternating has more pizzazz. Well, alternating looks a little bit more classic too, right? I kind of like that classic look. What do you guys think? Not the play. I don't think it's the play either. Kilo Gino says I like all mod. Damage Point says I'm not a fan personally. One above all says looks weird to me. First time chatter Bougie Sloth, great name by the way, says nah. J Shuff not the play. I think it works well with mod pipe and tilde, says Huey. Okay, so you're a little split. You're a little split here. Interesting. I don't know. What do you guys think? I don't know. I'm not convinced. I'm not convinced that all the mod F keys are the way to go. I'm not convinced that's the play. I think this is better, right? This has got to be better. I think I got to put them on to look. I think I have to at least look, right? Like I got to be open-minded here. I can't be too biased. I really need to give this a try. We'll try it. We'll try it once and see how we like it. That's usually the start of a great story, right? I don't hate that. I don't hate it. I really don't. I'm not sure it's my preference, but I really don't hate this. I don't know, what do you guys think? Is that better or worse? I smeal? Thanks, Ray. Appreciate it, man. Always trying to smeal. I probably still do. I'm sweating right now. It's quite warm in my office. I got lights. I got huge lights over here, and I have smaller, more direct lights right here. Got lights on the ceiling too. It's freaking... There's so much light in here. I feel like I'm in the sun. Alternating looks sweet. Mod pipe is the good. You and I are on the same level. I prefer mixed. Yeah, I think I prefer mixed as well. Clay bringing some logic into this. I think on this board specifically, rather. I like the contrast of the alphas from the case color along with the alternating colors. Okay, I think I'm on the same page too. I gotta be honest though, I don't dislike this as much as I thought I would. I feel like this is actually not too bad, but I think I am gonna put the alpha colored F keys back on. Because that classic look, man. I think, I forgot who said it in chat, but I think this really is kind of the play, just because the case is the accent, right? Like, you really want that lilac through the talking, because it is a superb color. And it kind of shifts based on the lighting a lot, too, which is really neat. Okay, so we'll use the alphas there. I don't know why I set these aside, because I'm just going to use mod pipe and tilde. I just don't care. That's just all me. Accents, I think everyone kind of unanimously decided that we didn't need them, and I fully agree. I think I'm going to put bump-ons on. Because I might use this board without a desk mat as well. I'm not sure. I'll put the bump-ons on, and then we'll do a little sound test. Could be the lighting, but is the plate a little bulge to the left? Is it? I don't think so. Looks fine to me. You got me all paranoid now, but I think it looks fine. I don't notice anything off, at least. Now there's a pool of white in the middle. Mixed better. Dude, this is one of the top looking boards you ever did. It's just simply incredible. It's a damn fine looking board. That's Hiney Bush for you, right? Like, you get these really kind of elegant, beautiful designs that are like actually still like relevant and modern. Then you put on a key set like Muted. I mean, what could go wrong? My hands are like really sweaty, so I'm gonna tweezer this a little bit. As I drop that. That's what we call a problem, although I do have other bump-ons. Alright, that's Lost to the Abyss. I'm going to call that a sign. I'm not going to put bump-ons on it. At least not yet. I don't usually put bump-ons on. I honestly don't. Mainly because I use a desk mat. And I feel like it's kind of redundant. But sometimes I like to just type without a desk mat, in which case I prefer bump-ons. Alright, are we ready for a typing test, finally? Oh, I'm out of water. That's a bad sign. It's a damn fine looking board. Thanks, man. Heck yeah. Yeah, I'll definitely put LEDs in these two spots just so I can actually make more use of the windowed keys. I think the windowed keys look super cool, though. Really do like that. Okay, let's go ahead and pause the music, and we'll give this a listen, shall we? My hands are just like super sweaty now. Oh wait, why am I not using flip spacebar? What is wrong with me? I don't know why I put this on normally. It just feels, it feels so wrong. And I want it to feel right. Much better. You don't type with all 10 fingers? No, I am not a proper typist, and I will fully admit that. I do not type properly, and yes, I know I could type better, and I know I'd be faster if I typed better. Well aware of that. Are those lilacs? These are lavenders. Wow, it feels really good. These switches are awesome. I think the 58 gram symmetrical springs do a really good job too. This came out pretty well. I gotta be honest. I'm pretty happy with this. FR4 is always a little muted. Yeah, it could be a little louder, but I mean, at least the sound is like pretty good and pretty precise. So I can't really complain too much about that. What's the weight made of? So that's one of the interesting things about this board. Though you can't see it like this way, on the inside it's a brass weight, but on the outside it's a stainless steel weight. How much is that board? I think this was... I got it in the friends and family buy, which I don't know if it was a little bit cheaper. It was like upwards of 500. It was like high 400s. I think it was like close. It was like around 500 after shipping. Will you add LEDs under the scroll lock and caps lock and really complete this? Yes, I will do that. I'm going to do that. That's actually why I have the Windows keys there to remind me. Do you like it more than the Mode 80? I've never used a Mode 80, so I'm not sure. I've heard the Mode 80 is pretty good. This is effectively just like a Jane V2, right? Like, it's pretty similar. Like, it has a lot of similar internal design. This is kind of modeled after that, if I'm not mistaken. I think you could even use the same plates. Oh, speaking of plates, we're not done yet, guys. We're not done yet. So that was the sound test with the O-rings. But we can take the O-rings off and make this a little bit more of a classic top mount. And that could feel and or sound a little bit different. So I'm unsure. But here's what we're going to do. We're going to go ahead and do a quick switcheroo. It won't take that long. It really won't. I don't have to desolder or anything. I don't have to take caps off. All I have to do is unscrew a bunch of screws and take off the O-rings. And we'll make this more traditional top mount and see if that changes anything. You know? Oh, it's already there. Okay. Yeah. So that's what we're gonna do. So we're not quite done yet here, guys. We got a little bit more work to do. Can you still get it, or is the sale over? This happened like a year ago. I think the Friends and Family buy happened about a year ago. I think there's supposed to be a public run, but I'm really not sure when. Or if it's already happened. It might have already happened. I honestly don't know. I was about to trade a 7V plus $800 for this and Num1, but then the guy woke up the next day and decided to add a whole 1K on top. Wow. Keyboards, man. People want a lot of money for keyboards. I'm not really I'm not about that flipping life. I pretty much never buy keyboards or sell keyboards for flipped prices. In fact, I don't think I ever... I mean, I've sold a couple things for, like, higher than retail before, but never, like... People sell stuff like 3 times, 4 times, 5 times the cost. I think Jane V2s are like $5,000 now. That's like 10x retail. Like, are you kidding me? Like, I get it's art, but like, man, I would never pay that much for a keyboard, and I would feel weird selling a keyboard for that kind of price. Alright, so we're gonna take the O-rings off. We're gonna try this top mounted. Should be potentially interesting. More like 7 grand now? Are you serious? That's ridiculous. Who wants to spend that much? Like, really? That's a little question in my eyes. You've only seen 5K for Jane Ware? Oh, am I still at the low end here? I just can't imagine being like, oh, let me go sell by Jade and we'll buy a car. That's just like so crazy to me. Like, I remember when like $1,000 for a board was like insane. Like, that's what you had to pay for like a really rare like OTD or a KMAC. And like nowadays, it feels like so many boards are just like expensive and people are just okay with it. And it's like, wow, it's crazy how the community has changed. You used to get ostracized from the community for flipping like that, and now it's just like the normal. It's just the norm. Everyone's okay with it. It's crazy. Okay. Taking off these O-rings real quick. Dropping them, hopefully not losing them. Sometimes you have to sacrifice things to the carpet gods, but these are not exactly what I was hoping to get rid of. I wonder if this will sound a little louder without the O-rings. It'll certainly be interesting to see. Try this again. We go again. Have a good night, Huey. There are proxy sellers now, so streamers don't get flack for selling boards for market price. Whoa, wait, hold on. So, like, there's like a middleman for flipping boards now? I guess that shouldn't surprise me. It really doesn't. Some crazy times we live in. You should get a little bit more clack. But it's FR4. Yeah, I mean, I've used FR4 before, but like not like super extensively. So I'm not really sure like how it performs across like a multitude of switches and mounting styles yet. But that's good to know. FR4, I believe, was the default option for the plate for this buy. Oh, actually, no, I think it was you choose your plate, but like they cost different or something. I can't remember. FR4 was the cheapest though, and I mean, if you guys don't know me, I like saving money. Which is totally why I'm in the keyboard hobby, obviously. Alright. So, O-rings now removed. Let's see how it is without O-rings. Better? Worse? What do you guys think? This board just fits together so nicely. Big props to Hiney. This came out really well. I'm so good at dropping things. Springs and screws, bump-ons, it is magnetized to my floor, I swear. Anybody else have that problem? FR4 is my favorite plate material. I might have like 20 boards with it nowadays. Upos turned me on to it a long time ago. Yeah, I know Upos is all about it as well. I mean, it seems pretty cool. I'm all about different plate materials. I never liked O-ring top mounts. Somehow the kills the sound a bit. Okay, good to know. Well, maybe this will sound even better then without the O-rings. Let's play Where Did the Screw Fall? I win! Ano and color look really good? Yes. Yes, they do. The Ano on this is very, very nice, and I'm very happy with the color. I thought it was actually going to be a lighter color, but it's actually like it's like really more vibrant in person. It's quite nice. All right, well, let's plug it back in and give it another test drive. Sorry if I just whacked the mic there, guys. Yeah, I had that issue with the Brutal 60. I never tried it without the O-rings, but feel like it might bring some of the clack back, so I'm going to try, I guess. Yeah, I mean, O-rings are always going to kind of dampen a little bit, right? Pretty good. Hiney acoustic's pretty good. Yeah, I'm inclined to agree. It definitely sounds a little bit more like classic top mount, unsurprisingly, without the O-rings. I think I actually like it a little bit better without the O-rings. Although I will say it's kind of similar, right? It's not a huge monumental difference, but it sounds a little bit more lively without the O-rings. And if I'm being honest, I don't notice a huge difference in the feel. I really don't. So I'm just going to not put the O-rings back on, but I will save them in case I change my mind later. But man, this came out pretty well. It feels amazing. Like these 58-gram symmetrical springs. Not too shabby. Lavenders. Sounding pretty great. Feeling ultra good. Very, very smooth. Not bad. Not bad. Yeah, that's nice. That's nice. Well, there we go. It's done. It's finally done. It's been sitting unbuilt, unopened, in a box on my shelf for months. And it's finally getting the respect that it deserves. And boy, howdy, is it a good one. Well, there you go, guys. Any questions about the build before we head off and raid someone? What is on my C key? Something's on my C key. I might need to clean this keycap set. Symmetrical springs, best springs. I mean, they're pretty good. I feel like they're definitely a lot more noticeable. Like this, the snapback is a bit more noticeable in the heavier 69 grams, but you definitely notice them in the 58 as well. Kind of fights against you on the way back up. Very cool, though. Very cool. Came out quite well. There you go, guys. Hiney TKL1. Lavender switches. 58 gram symmetrical springs. Carbon GS1 lube on the switches. GPL 105 on the springs for any of you nerds that are curious. And GMK muted. FR4 plate. Came out pretty well, guys. Pretty well. I should look for someone to raid here as well, since that always takes me way longer than it should. Any raid suggestions, guys? Particularly people that have lower viewer count. I always like raiding people with lower viewer counts, just to kind of bolster numbers. Man, this is nice. I can't wait to use this throughout the week. And of course, next Monday I'll come back and I'll give you guys the update on how I've been liking it. And then I'm not really sure what we're building next week, actually. What should we build next week? Pretty much most of my collection needs to be rebuilt. Some of my front runners are going to be a polycarbonate Sirius with a palm plate, which I just got in recently. It's going to use a Hiney. We'll pay homage to Hiney in that one, and we'll use an H60 PCB, which I have over here. Actually, it's over there. So PC Sirius could be it. My tinned. I desoldered my tin. That's actually where I got the rest of the lavenders from. I desoldered and lubed those, put those in here. So my tinned is sitting unbuilt right now. I have a Honeyboard 60 that's sitting unbuilt right now. I need to desolder my Tengu. I want to put some linears in that. My IDB 60 will probably need a rebuild as well. I don't know if I want to rebuild my Polaris. I actually kind of like the polycarb half plate and the inks in that. I think that's quite nice. I probably won't rebuild my X60 either, because A, that's already been rebuilt once, and B, that is the original Holy Panda board. I still have the original Holy Pandas in there. I've tuned it up a bit, not the switches, but like the stabilizers and stuff, but that's like the original Holy Panda board. Does anyone want to hear that? I feel like that's it's a really interesting sound profile that you pretty much don't hear anywhere else. Even other Holy Panda boards just aren't quite like this. You guys are going to hear some history. Raid Ohiran? Is it Ohai Run or Ohiran? Could do that. I mean, I'm looking for some keyboard streamers, ideally, just to kind of carry the theme and, you know, help the community. But I'm certainly not opposed to working outside. So this is just a little history lesson before we raid someone and head off. This is my Noxury X60. on a this weight is quite patinaed now, as you can tell, quite oxidized. But this was the original Noxery X60 run. As you can see, it was limited to 100 units. This is not the second run. This is not the X60R. This is part of the original group buy that had a lot of issues. This board has a lot of issues as well. USPS decided to just bang a couple of the corners up pretty badly. Thankfully, those are on the bottom. But still, kind of unfortunate. But interesting thing about this board is no other build sounds like this. So let me just assault your ears with Holy Pandas, original Holy Pandas lubed by me. Steel plate. This board comes from a time when steel plates were not only an option, they were cool. They were cool, guys. Can you remember that? It's been a while. A quiet, subdued board. It's like the most onslaughting board of all time, and I absolutely love it. This is the board that made Holy Pandas. Yeah, I brought this to meetups. People offered me a lot of money for this particular board. I said no, and it's been in my collection ever since. The stabs have been tuned up a bit, and obviously now it's rocking a slightly more modern key set, in a vintage colorway, I guess, but... Listen to that backspace. Have you ever heard a more intense backspace? I need to use this board. It's been a while. Anyways, that's the original Holy Panda. Yeah, these are original Holy Pandas. Using original Panda housings, and they're using pre-production Halo stems. Gotta love truly unsettled boards. Oh yeah, it's devastating. It's just like when you type on it, people know, and I think that's super cool. Obviously, something like this is a bit more refined. So there you go, guys. All right, who shall we raid? That's the real question. Checking out who's live right now. Art Keebs is live. He doesn't have very many viewers. He's a Spanish streamer. Who else we got? Not very many keyboard streamers on. This is actually kind of interesting. Where have all the keyboard streamers gone? Refined is for folks who don't assert dominance in the office. People would not like me in an office setting. They just really wouldn't. Here's a streamer with 7 viewers building a Southpaw 75. What is that? Person offers free build services out of Ottawa, Canada. I have no idea who this person is, but they only have 7 viewers, so we're gonna raid them. Cause it's always fun raiding people with like only a few viewers, because they're usually very excited about it. and I like that. Alright guys, we'll stick around for this raid. We'll go say something wholesome, something nice, something kind, something wholesome, hopefully brighten this person's day up a bit. I've never watched this person before. Their name is Hayashi. The name is presumably Japanese. I'm not sure if the person is. But yeah, let's go over there and be nice, be kind, be respectful, and it's going to be a good time. Thank you guys so much for watching another Mental Health Monday. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it as much as I did. I had a really good time and pretty darn happy with how the board came out as well, I gotta be honest with you. So thank you so much for coming along for the ride, and definitely make sure to tune in to the upcoming streams. Of course, I'm trying to do these every Monday at 4 p.m. Pacific, so I'll be back next Monday. Still not 100% sure what I'm doing yet, but I'll certainly have it figured out by then, and I'll have some switches lube. It'll be a good time. Oh, Baka Neko, we gotta check that out soon as well. Also, my Kono 84 came in, so we have lots of interesting things to kind of check out coming up. So definitely tune back here next Monday, same time, same place. As well as Friday, 1 p.m. Pacific. Me and my co-host Jay, owner of Prototypist, like to talk about keyboards, and more specifically often the keyboard hobby, the community, and things like that. So it's a good time. And yeah, link below for Discord as well as other things. Come join the Discord and hang out and talk about your favorite fruit or your favorite cheese or keyboards or your favorite video game, or I don't know, you know, whatever you want to talk about, man. It's a little something for everyone. Again, thank you all so much. You're awesome. I'm going to get started on this raid, and we're going to go over and say something nice. Even if it literally just is something nice. Alright guys, queue up for this raid. Stay hydrated. Try to stay healthy. And next week, same time, same place. Oh, just in time to go refill my water, guys. Until next time, everyone.